Yeah, so, hey, baby, listen, you come here often? What's that? Speak up, I didn't hear you. What's going on? What sign are you? Slippery when wet, I'll bet. Ha ha! Get it? Yeah. What's the matter? You all right over there? You seem like you've had too many stiff drinks. You understand? Listen, baby, I hear you're into clowns. You got it? So, I know you and the Joker broke up. I'm just thinking maybe I can, kind of give you, you know what I mean? I'd like to give you a good stiff. You know what I'm talking about? I'd like to just eat out that till you're blue in the face. You little. You know, you turned me out. That's all. Yeah, so what do you say? What's the matter with you? Hello, operator? Is anybody home? Can you hear me all right? Hello? Anybody there? Oh, I give up. Oh, it just gets me sometimes. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. What about you? You love me? Ah, forget about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fine edition of Film Banter. That's right, it's me, Darrell K. Smith, your humble co-host, with my humble co-host, Mr. Christopher Picard.
Yes.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, my friend. Thank you for opening the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You haven't broken out your little megaphone in a few weeks.
Well, I
Actually,
haven't.
no. Didn't you do it last week?
No, I
last week was
I
the
always
kazoo.
do the kazoo.
Yeah.
It seems like you're sitting too close to me tonight. Did you check
this
it
is
in
the normal. It looks
no,
fine.
It looks fine. Okay, very good.
This is fine.
Did you want to hear a little kazoo?
If you'd like
music?
to serenade us, feel free.
Okay, I was
it
going to do,
makes
a little
happy.
Pia Chang, little Oriental music there.
Okay.
That's enough.
Very
Okay,
nice.
so anyway, it's good to be back
Well, we're
here
back.
with all of you. We're going to be
Episode 147.
episode 147. So says Chris. That seems a little premature. Are you sure it's not 148?
No, it's
Are
147.
you sure?
Because last week was 146.
Well, okay. Well, then that's fine then.
Yeah.
All right.
Come
Very
on,
good.
my meticulous notes, of course.
I
it is.
don't know about
Yeah, it's
listen,
very ridiculous.
You missed the two popes the other week. But anyway, we're here. We have the Oscars and big Oscar banter.
Little recap.
That's right. So and now it
I'm
is
sure-
time for the Academy Awards.
I'm
This
sure
is
you
the
all watched the Oscars.
92nd.
92nd.
No, none of you watched it. Everybody I know did not wish to watch the Oscars.
Really?
Oh, is that still on?
It
They
actually
said to me?
was pretty low rated.
It was the lowest rated in like
In a long
years
time.
and years and
Yeah,
years.
it was.
You know, I think not having a host, I think that hurts them. I think they really do need to have a host every year. I've offered my services.
Well, I also think too it's the movies too. A lot of
Well,
the
I like
movies.
it. I like the way it is. I like that. We
I'm
had our
enjoying
musical
it. It's
number
fine.
with what's her name?
Janelle Monáe.
I'm black and I'm queer.
She opens the show.
She was good.
Yeah.
And
I think I
then
got a picture of that.
Steve
Let me see.
and
Here she is.
yeah, and then Steve.
Actually, no, that's that's Cynthia
Harriet.
Erivo.
Correct.
That song was good.
Oh, it was very fine. Well, that's the Harriet theme.
I kind of wanted that song to win. I like that song
Did you?
quite a bit. Yeah.
What did win?
Elton John.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Yeah, I
No,
guess
that was a new
makes sense.
song he wrote for the
Yeah,
film.
and those two together winning an award is nice, I guess.
Correct. It is indeed.
But
let's get right to it.
Yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty good show.
So let's get to
We got it
the
right here.
winners.
We have
Big
Parasite,
winner.
the big upset.
Made history in the
Pretty cool.
92nd Academy Awards.
Yeah,
We have Bong Yang-hing.
Bong Yang-jo, right?
Bong Yang-ho.
right there.
Yeah, here he is.
There he
A
is.
very funny guy.
Yeah,
It was kind of fun.
he was very overwhelmed and surprised.
Won
to-
Best Original Screenplay.
Yep.
Best Foreign Film.
Yeah, we're now international film.
Exactly. And then we have Best Director, and he also won Best
Picture. Yeah,
Outrageously amazing.
Incredible.
And we did review that film on our show, and it really is a special film.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
a wonderful piece of work.
Yeah.
It's just it's
it could almost be. I wouldn't doubt that this film is going to be remade as an English-speaking film
It
eventually.
really shouldn't.
It shouldn't be, but I bet you it will be.
Maybe.
Maybe David Fincher is going to take the girl with the dragon tattoo and remake it.
I just think
into Parasite.
It's a tough thing to do for a film that won this much acclaim at any awards. I can understand if it just won Best International Film, but this is a huge movie.
I agree with you.
You know?
Forgive me for talking over you. But the one thing that is prevalent here is the subtitle factor. And we have a huge audience of people that don't enjoy subtitles. So therefore, I think eventually, maybe in 2-3 years or
maybe
so.
10 years.
Or all they really need to do is dub it into English and make everybody happy.
Yeah.
That might be a good
But
thing.
as he said, once you get over that 1-inch border of subtitles that's keeping you from watching, a whole world of films is available to you.
Really?
Well, most people don't want, like you said, they don't want to watch subtitles.
Well, that's incredible.
I put subtitles
the whole
on.
world
Shut up.
is created for
I watch
us.
movies all the time with subtitles on. Movies that are made in English. Because they find they mumble.
Well,
They
especially-
mumble, or the sound isn't perfectly equalized.
Very true.
You know, it's a
Especially
drag.
like, what's his name? Danny Boyle movies.
Well,
when
heavy
you're talking
accents,
about
of course, you need it.
everybody talking
It's tough, I agree.
It's tough, so you got to put on hello.
Yeah.
There's a movie that just came out called and I gave it to you. It was a woman and she's the something or other, and she's like a Swedish girl and she's vying for a contest.
Okay.
And I couldn't understand a word. And it was a British. She's
okay.
forgive me, it's a British
Yeah.
thing. Anyway, regardless,
We'll move on.
let's get to it.
But we know Parasite won. And
Parasite won quite a bit.
Broke history.
All the big categories, it won.
It did.
And rightfully so. It's
Yeah.
a great
Once
piece of
it was
work.
winning, I'm like, it's going to beat everything. I knew it.
I
Yeah.
didn't think, I
I had a
was
feeling
really
it was
waiting
gonna
for
do that.
Jane Fonda to go Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
wanted
I was
her to
hoping
say-
for that, but
Me too.
once I'm like, I was okay with it. I
I am okay with it.
Because it is a really good film.
But
It really
did it
is.
deserve both awards? No.
That's a little silly.
No,
but
I
then
really
again,
didn't.
what are they going to do? They don't know who's voting for what. They don't know till Price Waterhouse tallies everything.
I suppose.
So the voters don't know who's voting unless they're texting, hey, I just voted for Parasite, you know?
I know.
But anyway, great film. Highly recommend it. It'll be available for everybody to watch soon on streaming platforms and on
I'm
Blu-ray.
sure. It's also out on Blu-ray.
That's right, it is out, right?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He
Came out on
covered it.
Blu-ray.
It did
Sure.
come out. All right, now we got best. One more shot of them. That's one of the producers.
Oh yeah, sure. Look at this. He's going off to the left, to the right,
And
and,
she's
then
got
she got
hers.
hers in the middle. Pretty good.
We had Spielberg coming out.
Spielberg came
I believe he did the In Memoriam category,
He
which is a nice little montage.
Big controversy.
They missed Luke Perry.
They did.
And they missed Sid Haig. And a couple others.
That I could understand.
I know.
You know, they only
Luke
have
Perry's a
certain-
big one.
Well, Luke
You
is
know
a
why?
big
They
one.
probably bumped him out to put Kirk
in?
Douglas in.
Oh, come on.
Because that was a last minute change.
They could have showed a little bit more.
They could have
quicker,
fit him in.
You know, maybe an extra 3 seconds.
Leave out one executive that nobody cares about.
There you go.
Why did they do that?
I
Nobody
don't
cares
know.
about executives.
Nobody gives a shit. But
Joe Blow was an executive for Fox in 1958. Why?
in defense of that, though, I have to say, for almost every single person, when they said, costume designer, hairdresser.
I know, people know them.
People in the audience go, oh, he died.
But remember, the TV audience doesn't know a lot of those people.
True.
Even you and I, who know a lot about the industry, I didn't know Joe Blow, executive at Fox.
We know not Joe
Whatever,
Blow.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Moving on, we have Joaquin with Best Actor for Joker, as expected.
Rightfully so.
No surprises in the 4 acting categories.
I know.
We knew that.
We did.
His speech was nice.
I,
A little,
as soon as he got into...
a little heavy-handed with the milk of the cows and all this.
That was just ridiculous.
But I appreciate the
and for a
sentiment.
fawn to be, a baby calf to be taken away from it.
I
That
know.
was so stupid.
It was heavy-handed, but I enjoyed the sentiment. Whatever.
Where's
That's-
Sasheen Littlefeather, I ask you?
I know. From
Where is she?
Brando, yeah.
From Brando. That's right. That's Sasheen Littlefeather. Sasheen Littlefeather's name was actually like Alice Thompson.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, she was just a regular American girl.
Apparently, when
just an American girl.
when he apparently won the Globe, he didn't go to any after parties. I think it was the Globes. He just left and went straight to a protest in his tux.
Oh, really?
He's worn the same tux for every award.
Oh, has he?
He's doing it for sustainability. Blah blah blah.
Well, there you go. Hey, listen, he paid for the one tux. Why go out and buy more?
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's got Armani and
Give him the free.
all these people.
I know.
To him. But he's a standard guy.
It's I like him.
I'll
Whatever.
bet you Brad's
Moving
wearing
on.
the same text.
Renee,
No surprise.
I thought no surprise
Renee Zellweger for the film Judy.
for the film Judy. We know that. I thought her speech was horrendous. I thought it was rambling.
It went on too
I
long.
thought she was trying to
I agree.
compete with his speech.
No, I don't
Even
think
on a
she...
subconscious level. How do you follow that, you know?
No, I disagree. I don't think she was competing.
Well, maybe on a subconscious level.
No, I don't think so. I
Really?
think she just has a tendency to just go off. She probably is a little drunk. You know, they're all a little drunk. So this was the best speech of the night, who you just
Yeah,
breezed
move on.
right by.
Well, I thought we were going to continue with that. We can move on.
No, we're done.
He's just great.
Great speech.
And I liked a little
Love
bit
the
of politics, a little John Bolton reference,
Little John
a little
Bolton
bit.
reference there for the Trump administration.
But it was
being
great.
But he really was very good.
He did a good job.
And just so grateful he won.
Me
He's
too.
just a good guy.
Well deserved.
He also stopped, which is something he very rarely does. He stopped on the red carpet and spoke to all these different people.
Great.
Guillermo from the Jimmy Kimmel
That's
show.
fun, yeah.
He was talking to him. Everybody took a shot of Guillermo's tequila.
Oh.
He had a cell phone with a little cap on it. You take it off,
very
there's
nice.
tequila. He also had a banana, and you take it off and you drink, and there's tequila.
Very
And
nice.
it was funny.
No, it was a great speech.
Great speech.
I had forgotten that he had won an Oscar for producing 12 Years a Slave.
Correct.
That's pretty cool.
There you go.
Moving on. Laura Dern,
There
as
she is.
expected,
Wonderful
for
speech.
Marriage Story.
Oh.
Wonderful speech.
Speech for her father, Brewster,
And her mother.
Diane
I
Ladd.
enjoyed that too.
Great speech, and you
Great.
saw Diane in the audience, Diane Ladd, her mother.
Yeah, I didn't see Bruce though.
No, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Well, he's old, you know. He's still in that bed on the set of
Yeah, but he works
Once Upon
constantly.
a Time in Hollywood.
I thought
he's
he'd
still
be
in that
there.
back room as Mr. Spawn.
Because he never won an Oscar.
the Spawn Ranch.
Yes.
No, did he? No, he didn't ever win an
He's
Oscar.
been nominated.
She was nominated too for Wild at Heart. Her mother.
Yes.
Her mother was nominated. She might have even won. Diane. No, I don't think she
so.
did. No,
No.
that was 84.
Seven?
Was that 87?
Blue Velvet was 86, 87.
No. I'm talking Wild at Heart. She was nominated.
Oh, I'm sorry. My brain went to Blue Velvet. Wild at Heart. That was 90.
92 or so.
No, 90.
Oh, 90?
Came out
Okay.
1990.
Good
But
enough.
yeah, I don't think she won for that.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, this was her third nomination, and she finally won.
Yeah.
So great speech, great moment.
Great actress, and she happened to be in both films. She was
Not
in,
for Best Picture, I know.
Well, Best Picture, she was in Little Women,
And Marriage
she
Story.
was also in Marriage Story.
She was.
And those two directors are married to each other.
No, they're
Greta
life
Gerwig-
partner. They're married.
Are you
They have a
sure?
child together.
Oh, you're correct.
He was
Yeah,
married
but
to
they-
Jennifer Jason Leigh, which a lot of
was
that
he?
played into the script for Marriage Story.
I
His
did not know that he
experiences
was
doing
married
that.
to
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
But,
By
they
the way,
are
here's
together.
the Six Flags guy.
I
You might
know.
remember him doing
Yeah.
that still silly speech.
Yeah.
But no, that's
It's
Bernie
true.
Taupin. That's Elton John's best
They
friend.
won for Best Original Song.
Best original song.
Here we go. Taika Waititi, who won for Best
You reminded me. I have to take a Watiti right
Waititi
about
in a few
now.
minutes. No, he won for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Correct. No, I know that.
There he is again.
Yeah, for Jojo.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit, of course.
Yeah, and he's
A
great.
wonderful director, by
He's
the
great.
way.
And a
Yeah.
great actor. He's
Great
both.
actor, too. And a great writer.
Yeah, he's a
He
triple
does
threat.
it all. He's a big threat.
He's great.
Wonderful. And
I like
there's,
him a lot.
there's
Timothy?
little Timothy Chalamet back
Soon
there.
to be in Dune.
Yeah. Can't wait
Um,
for that.
This was my favorite bit of the night.
moment. It was
very
good
funny.
as they began to go into cat mode and play with the microphone.
And in
like
case you
it
don't
was a-
know, that's James Corden and that's Rebel Wilson,
Rebel Wilson.
who were obviously in Cats.
Of course.
That was a really funny bit.
It was a funny bit.
That was very good.
It was
I
very
enjoyed
cute.
that quite a bit.
Very cute.
Here we have Roger Deakins winning for Best Cinematography for your favorite film of the year, 1917. It deserved Best Cinematography. I'm glad it didn't win Best Picture in retrospect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was worth
Because
it.
to achieve those single shots, that's really impressive.
Well, okay. I mean, it was probably all done, in the editing room
No, it
and
wasn't.
so forth.
All those shots had to be perfectly executed, and then they edit each shots together seamlessly. But those continuous shots couldn't have been broken until the point they decided was the breaking point.
Okay.
You go into
I
a
understand
dark
how it
space.
works.
There's the cut.
Sure.
So
there were only a few moments where we had that kind of a thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
so
why
it had
it's
to be
impressive
done,
as hell.
just through sheer editing, I would think. Just through possibly
To
to
stitch them
keep
together.
the camera, to kind of sew the single shots together.
Yeah, just all you need is a moment of darkness, or either explosion when the plane crashes.
Yeah.
Right there, you don't even realize there's a cut.
True.
A character runs in front of the camera screen and obscures it for even a second. There's your
No,
cut.
I understand.
But anyway, I loved his speech.
he
It was nice.
was deserving, and he's a good
Yeah.
guy.
And he won previously 2 years ago for Blade Runner 2049.
Oh.
And he had been nominated, I think altogether, I want to say 15 times. Like 13 of those nominations
Yeah, they
before
said-
he won his first Oscar.
They did
couple
say
years ago.
over the
Yeah. He almost looks like
voiceover.
Clint Eastwood at a quick glance.
A
bit.
To me, see, who does he look like? He looks like somebody.
Q-Tip?
No, he has a very frail kind of,
Oh,
almost
he's up there.
feminine kind of way about him.
The Arthur?
And neither here nor there. Doesn't matter.
Here's Eminem.
Great performance.
It was a great performance.
Nobody expected it to be. But
Many years too late, but it was a good performance.
Yeah,
I
it was
like the
great.
cuts. I like the cuts to the,
the
audience.
audience.
Of Martin Scorsese, like what's going on? Like
Well,
was
no,
sleeping.
he wasn't sleeping. Everybody says he was sleeping. He was not. He was leaning forward, focused on everything about it. His daughter, or whoever she was, his niece, granddaughter.
No, I think that's his daughter.
Is it?
Yeah, or maybe granddaughter.
She was very young.
But he does have. Well, she's probably a teenager. He's
Yeah.
got a couple young kids. I
Does
think.
he?
Yeah.
Well, all these old guys.
But I know he's got grandkids too, so maybe it's his grandkid.
Well, Picasso was cranking them out when he was 80.
Well, yeah, but Scorsese's married several times.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Right. But anyway, regardless, I thought
it was a good performance.
I don't know if he
Big
was
surprise.
actually voicing or whether it was a lip sync or whatever it was.
Hope it
It
wasn't.
sounded good.
Yeah.
It sounded too good to not be a
don't know.
lip sync, but it doesn't matter. He performed it beautifully,
He
and
did.
it was a kick.
And if you don't know, it's the song "Lose Yourself" from the 2002 film 8 Mile.
Right. And
Which I believe won best
song back then.
that year.
Absolutely.
I love
He
that
won an
film.
Oscar.
But he wasn't there
No,
because he didn't think he was going to win, so he didn't even show
Okay.
up.
Okay.
But,
And it does seem rather bizarre that he shows up 17 years later.
I'll tell you, I didn't expect that performance. That was a
who
surprise.
did? But the whole audience just
They were into
to
it.
see everybody singing on the moment, the beat, and the boat. It was amazing. It was.
And I
quite
really
interesting.
like that film.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
And the ending there, where he improvs against the other guy, that was actually
great.
instantaneous. That was a spontaneous moment. That was not scripted. That
wasn't?
part, no, he did that totally improv. Very cool.
Pretty cool.
He said, I don't want to come out and just do a thing. I actually want to do a real improv battle,
with the
battle.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, with the guy that was on there. I don't know if he had his
No.
pre-written, but it doesn't matter.
No,
Let us move on.
that's cool, and it was a great ending. Moving on.
Yeah.
And then we just had this kind of funny moment with Maya Rudolph, Kristen
we
Wiig.
can go past
I
this.
felt that it went on way too long. I enjoyed it,
yeah.
but it was long-winded. They were doing a costume and hair and makeup. Mindy Kaling had a good moment. Then we had Mark Ruffalo introducing, I forget what. Oh, documentary.
Yeah.
He did the 2 documentaries
Correct.
categories. And then we had Natalie Portman and Sean
Timothy and
Malay.
Natalie, yeah.
I forget what they were doing, but
Hey,
she
this
looked
is
good.
too many pictures now. Let's move on.
then
to
we
the
have-
And then we have these two.
Oh, come on.
And then we have her.
Way
and
too
this
much.
person. And that person.
It's your
and
time
this
we're
person.
wasting. You're the guy always bitching
I'm just
about
making
it.
a joke about it. Relax.
Hey, Jane was good.
Keep your pantyhose on.
All right, now moving on.
Let's start with the first film.
The first film is Birds of Prey, as you probably would have guessed, folks, if you pay attention to movie releases.
I will give the I will give the little intro. to
Please
this
give
film.
a short intro.
A
Feel
very
free.
short intro. Of course, it is kind of it is just basically your Harley Quinn. You've all heard of Harley Quinn. She makes an appearance here later on, or actually at the early part of our show. You just saw her. And wonderful. And Margot's kind of encapsulated this role. This film is just kind of, she's just broken up with the Joker. So now she's on her own, and she just kind of is getting involved in the underworld, the slimy underworld, which is kind of run, in a sense, by the Black Mask, who is actually Ewan McGregor. And we have this wonderful woman here. She plays she's a part of the birds, if you will, of Prey. There's Ewan and his man. Who's this guy?
That's Chris Messina. He was good.
What was he in?
A lot of stuff, but I didn't recognize him. That's him.
No, I recognized him
He's
immediately.
great. Well, Vicky Cristina Barcelona was the first movie that I took note of him.
Okay.
But he's in a lot of stuff. He's in that Mindy Kaling show. He was with her in a long time. in that
God, he
show.
plays he was married to Mindy Kaling.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She had a child by him.
Really?
Yeah, he was the doctor
Interesting.
on the show.
I didn't know they were together, though.
They were together, and
But
then
he
he
was
split up,
venom-
and now she's a single mom.
He was
He was
venomous
great.
in this movie.
Excellent.
Great.
I knew I recognized
Yeah.
him. I'm sitting here going, who the heck is he?
Yeah, so this girl plays a lounge singer at the club.
She
that,
becomes the siren, the black siren. Is it the black
No,
siren?
it's something else.
It's the
Black Canary.
Black Canary. There you
Yes.
go. But she has a siren-like voice that she
Yeah, that was
can
kinda cool.
emulate. Well, that's on the show. If you ever watched The Green Lantern,
I know of it, yeah.
Katie, David Cassidy's daughter, Katie Cassidy.
Oh, she's the one that
plays
plays
the
that
Black
part?
Canary on the
Cool.
on the show Green Lantern. But regardless, the little girl is prominent. There's a diamond that is kind of in the uncut gems world. I would have liked to have
It's the
seen Adam
MacGuffin. I
Sandler
know,
make
right?
a little cameo here. Mary Louise Cunningham,
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
There you go. Love her so much.
She's great in this. I love her a lot.
Just totally wasted for my money.
Well,
She's
she'd have enough
wasted.
to do. Yeah, I know.
Wasted in this film. Anyway, review. What'd you think of this film?
You know what? I actually enjoyed it pretty well. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it moved along pretty quick. I was, I don't know. I enjoyed the characters. Obviously, I think Margot Robbie's excellent in this character.
Yeah.
She's the movie. I mean, it's really her film, obviously.
Well, you know.
She carries the film. I felt that the movie might have been a little bit, I think it was trying a little too hard to, I don't want to say to be edgy,
To
but
maybe be.
it's just
to have a story.
well, it was a very thin story. You know, it wasn't a lot going on. I don't know. I just didn't feel. I liked Ewan in this film, but I didn't get the feeling that he was like this.
They needed
menacing,
a much
character,
darker. We needed a darker, evil presence.
because he was having like fun, chewing up scenery with some of his lines.
He had
and
kind of a
he was
very
kinda low-key.
nonchalant. He was a
You know?
little feminine and kind of cute and sweet, and we needed a dark. We needed an evil presence.
His number two, played by Chris Messina, was more evil than he was.
Absolutely.
There's scenes where they're skinning people's faces in this movie.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
But the movie had a great sense of fun. It was very colorful. It had some fun action sequences,
Yeah.
some good deaths. She had a lot of fun with the role, you can tell. It was good to see Rosie Perez. I haven't seen her in a long time.
No, I haven't either. I don't think she's aged too well. She looked a
No,
little
well, she's
haggard
got to
to
be
me,
in her 50s.
but
She
I-
plays a rough detective.
A rough
and
detective
Her
who's-
storyline was kind of cliche, but the movie plays on that cliche a little bit, makes fun of it a little bit.
Yeah, and she quits the force.
She does,
she
and there's
kinda
some commentary
joins
about that.
The whole birds thing, which was a little.
Do you know who
off
this
the
girl
cuff.
is in real life?
I don't.
Her brother is Jussie Smollett, that
no.
guy from that show, Power. Yeah.
Well, he just got.
Her name is,
today. He was just indicted by the by
He was,
Chicago. Well, yeah, another
good.
6 counts have been brought up against him today.
Good. Well, that was stupid
Yeah.
of him. Well, her name is Journey Smollett Bell. Apparently, there's like 5, 6 kids. There's a lot of kids in this family.
Yeah.
So they're just, I guess, 2 of the most prominent ones.
There you go. I found this film to be very muddled. I felt that it didn't have a clear pathway. I was disappointed at the fact that I thought, here we have a new Harley Quinn, and such a great character and a great portrayal by
I think she's
beautiful
perfect
Margot Robbie.
in
I
this
did too.
movie.
I found her to be
And in Suicide Squad, too.
a little in and out of character a couple times there, where she becomes kind of weak, and she's not quite that robusty kind of assholic person that she has a tendency to be through the character that we know. When she kind of sells out the little girl at one point, she says, "Well, I didn't mean to. I kind of felt that there was like a wimpiness there, but regardless, it doesn't matter. I felt this film was a muddled mess. I think this is what, and I kept sitting there going, this is what they came up with? This film was $80 million, and $80 million in Hollywood can't even buy you, a walk through a 7-Eleven, basically. If you've got your gaffer and your cinematographer and everybody. I mean, a lot of money obviously went to Margot, and I
Well,
would
she also
imagine-
produced the film, too.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I thought it was somewhat entertaining. It's a 2-hour flick.
It's definitely entertaining.
It was okay, but gee, I really found it to be. I was looking at my watch a lot. I found it a little bit. Her character just was a little too. She just, there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough behind this film, plot wise, to give it a real oomph that it needed. And I felt that it faltered because of that. I felt that it fell short of what possibly might have been. There's a lot of great little moments there where she's clipping people with this, or her baseball bat, or guns. There's a lot of gunplay in this. I just thought we've seen it all before. I didn't feel like there was anything that...
No new ground was
We needed
was
a
broken in this.
darker, I think he's right on par with the guy in the white robe from your favorite Rogue One film from Star Wars. Yeah. I didn't think he was evil enough, and I felt
he definitely wasn't evil
No,
enough.
he
I agree
wasn't,
with you.
and you need the presence in a film, specifically, quote-unquote, superhero film. She's not a superhero. She's just a regular super character, if you will. She's the Joker's side babe, is what she was. I kind of liked the mayor. The
I liked her quite a bit.
I liked her
enjoyed
role.
it.
She was
I enjoyed her.
a little kid, watched her whole family get massacred before her, so she's come back to get revenge on everybody. I thought she was wasted because I love her so much.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
She's a great little actress, and everything she does is, she does it just right. But boy, I really felt this film just. I think it could have been far more better realized.
I mean,
than
they
what it
could
came
have done more with it. I agree with you 100%. But I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Suicide Squad. Like I mentioned on numerous occasions, I thought that film was an utter mess.
Well, you ought to go back and watch
maybe I
Suicide
will,
Squad again because
but
it's not that bad.
I care less about most of the characters in that movie.
Hey, I'll tell you something. If you watch it again, it's really quite entertaining, and you get familiar with the characters and the crocodile.
Well, no, it's
man.
entertaining, but I just didn't think it was a great movie. I thought it was a big
fair
muddled
enough.
mess, like you
Fair
thought
enough.
this was. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was a muddled mess.
This was this kind of almost seemed like an action music video. Like it was just like there's one musical montage after another, violent sequence after violent sequence with some scenes with dialogue.
Yeah.
But there are some laughs, which I thought was kind of fun.
No, there were some.
The best looking egg sandwich I've ever seen is in this movie.
Oh,
that was
good.
kind of fun.
That was kind of fun.
But I still would tell people, I think you could go see this in the theater. It is definitely a big screen film. It looks great.
I think it's going to look fine on my television.
I think
right
it'll
here,
look
to
fine,
be
but I
honest.
think it's an experience to see in the theater.
Yeah, it was nice to
Maybe
see,
go for a matinee, but I enjoyed seeing it on the big
I
screen.
did the Dolby Atmos on this, and it was okay. I just felt that there was no passion behind the film for me. The writer, specifically the writer, and I don't know who the writer was. But I would imagine maybe the director had a hand in that.
Well, it's several
I don't
writers.
know.
It always is with these kind of movies.
I know,
yeah.
but boy, it's just it's like they're trying to give a bit of background to each character,
Yes.
which I thought they did to some extent. I really liked the Black Canary.
She was great.
girl,
I liked
she
her
did
quite
her
a bit.
singing in the
Yeah.
one point, and the little girl here who swallows.
She's the pickpocket,
She's
yeah.
the pickpocket, and the diamond that goes missing, and I just didn't think that was a good enough plot. A missing diamond, and
It's very thin, as we've said.
It really
we've said
thin.
it is. It is a thin plot.
Yeah, it's a 2.5, barely 3-star film for me.
Yeah.
I have to say, would I recommend
Honestly,
this to
I would
people?
probably go with the same 2.5, 3 stars. I would go the same way.
I don't know. If
Although I
really
still did
even-
enjoy it a little bit more.
I don't know if I'd really recommend this film to. I mean, if somebody says to me, "Hey, did you see Birds of Prey?" I'm going to say, "I did, and it was okay." That's how I felt. It was okay.
Okay.
It's just okay.
You think when you watch it at home in like 3 months, you're going to feel differently about it?
Well, that does seem
That
to
happens
be
a lot with you.
the standard procedure with me. I have to say, I will come back and watch a film again. I do love the Marvel series far more at home than I do in the theater. Specifically, Captain Marvel,
Yes, yes.
played by our beautiful
Brie Larson,
who's in another film we're reviewing tonight, Just
Exactly.
Mercy. And a totally different character kind for her, but I just felt that I don't know if I can answer your question. I mean, yes, of course, I will probably purchase this on the 4K disc because it's a great looking movie.
It really is.
I mean, just the color alone, everybody.
Production design is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It just the plot and the storyline just didn't meet up to the potential, and that's always upsetting.
And that happens a lot with these big budget movies. More often than
Not
with...
too much.
No, I find if there's a movie that's going to have that element that you're talking about, a lot of times it's a big tentpole film as opposed to a smaller drama or whatever. A lot of these
I'll
big
tell you,
movies
most of the
thin in the plot. The script is worth the attention.
Give me another one besides Suicide Squad. Give me one that's faltered in the plot. Usually the plot is pretty good. I mean, every Marvel movie.
Well, I'm not talking about Marvel movies. I'm just saying a lot of
Well,
these big tentpole movies in general.
DC coming. I don't know what you're talking about. To be quite honest,
Really?
you have to give
Everybody
me.
knows that big budget movies, a lot of them have really bad scripts.
Usually, if it's a big budget movie because there's a big star in it,
Yeah.
usually there's a plot to
No,
go.
but a lot
along
of times the
with it.
script is not great in some of these movies.
Okay.
I can't give an example right now, but I know that there's probably...
Well, I wish you could.
20
because
that-
I'd love to hear your.
Well, I
example.
don't have them ready in my brain right this
Okay,
second.
that's fine. Okay, so let's move on.
Moving on to Rhythm Section. It's a film that you didn't get a chance to see.
Correct.
I did go see this film. So you've probably seen trailers for it. If not, it's a fairly simple premise. Blake Lively is a woman who loses basically her entire family in a plane crash. She's
Is
devastated.
she in the plane crash?
No, she loses her family.
Okay.
And she was supposed to be on the plane, and she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this element of guilt with that. So we find her right as the film opens up, she's living like Skid Row, drugs, all this kind of stuff, prostitution. And we find out
Did you get her phone number for me? Because
I should, yeah. She looks good even as a
I
prostitute.
love Blake Lively.
So she finds out right away that by this news reporter, this journalist, who is one of these kind of like guys that is really an in-depth journalist who's probably, being hunted by people that don't want the truth coming out, one of those kind of guys. He's telling her, hey, listen, that plane was taken down by a terrorist bomb. You're not getting the real story. The real story is that this was a terrorist attack. And so he wants to interview her. And she's reluctant at first, but then eventually he wins her over and she believes him. And then it starts.
Just give us an arc kind of story.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It
seems like you're getting very intricate here. Okay.
This is the juice of the storyline.
Oh, okay.
And then that hinders on the second act of the film where she, because of him and his influence, she's going to find
out the truth.
She knows the truth. She wants revenge. But she has to find out a little bit of some of the key players. She knows one name.
Okay.
But she has to
go... she's going to take revenge on the people who killed her family, who blew up this plane.
Exactly. And so she knows the name of one person that was involved. But to get that name and find that person, she has to go through him, Sterling K. Brown, who is a guy that used to, whatever, it doesn't matter. You'll find out what he does. But he's like the next MacGuffin piece that she has to go to get information. And so the film then turns into this revenge film. But there's also this whole element where she has to learn how to do all this stuff because she's a regular citizen.
No, you don't have to go there.
Well, no, that's important because that's where Jude Law comes in.
Oh, okay.
Jude Law is the guy that she goes to who helps her and trains her reluctantly.
See, now you're telling me too much stuff. I don't want to hear all this.
Well, this is all in the trailer.
I don't care. I didn't see the trailer.
You didn't see the trailer not even once?
I didn't. And I stay away from trailers, as you know, because I don't want to hear the whole plot.
But
I want to be surprised to start.
Well, none of this is
I want to be.
None of this is a spoiler. And you're the one that gives away spoilers every day. This is not a spoiler.
No, just the plot is this.
This is the plot of the film.
But I'm hearing too much about characters coming in here, doing that, doing this.
No, but you need to know who Sterling K. Brown is because he's in the pictures.
No, I don't.
He's one of the main characters in the film.
All I need to know is that her family dies in a crash.
Yeah.
And she has to find out who did it. That's all. That's it. Case closed. That's all.
It's a revenge film, though, too.
It's a revenge film. It's a revenge film. So someone has killed her parents or killed her
and that's
whole family,
that's the story.
And she needs to find out who did it, and she has all these techniques and methods and things she has to learn to do. That's it.
That's what I just said.
Plot. Yeah, but you're going into character names. Listen, I'm not trying to.
I'm not going into character names. I'm just saying.
Why are you saying? Well,
Jude
Law comes in
because that's the guy that teaches her how to do these things.
I don't want to know all that though. Me personally, I just want to know.
Well, maybe the audience does want to know.
Well, maybe they do. So maybe I should leave the room.
Well, maybe you should.
Oh, there you go.
This is what I'm talking. This is what I told you about before. When I'm trying to give a synopsis, you constantly chime in and give your 2 cents.
No,
I don't.
I feel you're giving too much. That's
I'm not giving. I'm the king of not giving away spoilers. You're the king of spoilers.
I
would not give away
every element
spoilers.
of the film. Okay,
I'm not giving you every element of the film.
You're telling me way too much. I want
to you.
Yes.
To you. You've given away major plot lines to storylines to these movies hundreds of times.
Point the finger at Hillary Clinton. Why don't you?
No, but it's the pot calling the kettle. It's the pot calling the kettle black.
I'm just saying I don't want to know all that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
We've got to wait too long.
I'm not giving away that much.
Did you like the film?
I'm not telling you now because you're being a pain in the ass.
Well, tell me if you like the film.
I'm not telling you about it.
That's where
No, I'm not telling you about it.
You know what?
We're moving on. No, I enjoyed the film. Was it a great movie? No. Okay. Was it enjoyable? Yes. I liked Blake. I liked all the performances. I just thought the film was lacking. It didn't have enough juice to it. I didn't think. I felt that it was compelling, but I when the movie ended, I wanted more.
Okay.
And I know that this film, I guess, is based on a series of books with this character.
Okay.
And I guess they're trying to set up a franchise.
All right.
Movie didn't do well. We're probably not going to get that franchise.
Yeah,
so therefore, that's my biggest issue with movies that are intended to be a franchise is that you produce the movie with all that in your mind, but yet you don't put everything that you could be putting into the original film.
And the original film has to be
great. Worry about the sequels later. All they worry about is this massive tentpole. Let's just do one film, see how it does, then you flesh it out for sequels. And that's why I think this film suffered. There wasn't enough to really take it to that next level. To take it to like a Bourne level.
So it was a storyline problem.
Yeah, maybe storyline, maybe oomph,
Well, that's a writing problem.
I just feel that the film needed a little bit more.
Okay.
I felt that the climax of the film just, I just wanted more as a
Who
viewer.
directed the film? Do you know?
Well, that's the thing. Apparently, I'd never heard of her, but the director name is it's a woman, Reed Morano. She's apparently they
Rita Moreno.
No, Reed Morano.
Oh.
And they billed it as visionary director. And I looked her up. She did a movie that I liked. She did that movie, I think We're Alone Now, which was
Oh.
that post-apocalyptic film with
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage
No, I like that film.
and Elle Fanning.
What was? Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
great
that was a good little movie.
That was all right. It was
So I think she's talented. I think she did a good job.
Okay.
But I just think the script maybe needed another
Gotcha.
pass.
Okay, fair enough.
I would say wait till video
Okay.
to the audience. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
tell them to run out to see it.
You can barely go see it. It's only playing such
Well,
limited.
yeah, because it didn't do well the first weekend.
First
Yeah.
weekend it bombed
I know.
so
It
badly.
didn't do well.
It came in like 10th, way behind like Frozen 2, which
And
has
this
been
film
in
was in
theaters
the can for about a year and a half.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
And I just love her too. I just think
No,
she's
I
such
mean,
a great little...
I like the film.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. And I think you'll like it. But I don't think you'll love it because I didn't love it. There wasn't enough to love.
Well, you
And
know,
that's
as we know,
kind of a shame because she's great.
I agree. And we have a lot of films like this. You know, we
It's very
had
likable.
Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence, which, you know, those espionage kind
Yeah.
of films where there's a revenge factor, and of course Atomic Blonde with Charlize.
And that was great, though. That
It
was-
was great. And then we had...
That was the female John Wick, you know.
Anna. We had that great film, Anna, that
The Luc Besson film.
The Luc Besson
Yeah, that was
film.
last year. That wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
you
I
know,
enjoyed that.
I like the fighting protagonist
Yeah.
female, and
Right.
I love it.
And Luc
Letty-
Besson kind of started
Here's
that.
Jude. He looks like a hillbilly from the Duck family, the Duck guys with the beard.
Duck Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty, a little bit. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of
It's a fun
sorry
premise.
that it didn't kind of
Yeah.
make it. So
All right,
let
we'll
us
move on. We're
Okay.
going to do a review of Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Here we go.
For life, because I did not go see this film.
I know you did not.
I didn't see part 2, and
No, I'm gonna. Okay, you've heard of Bad Boys, obviously. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, they've returned. Martin Lawrence is kind of he's retired. They're just cops together, doing their cop thing, being funny. Lots of car chases. I'll tell you something. Didn't expect it. I loved this film.
I've heard good things about it.
I am gonna buy this film on disc when
sure
it
you
comes
will.
out, and I'll tell you why. There were so many. First of all, Michael Bay did not direct.
I know
this
he
film,
didn't.
but he does make a little cameo. In
I
the
know, he
film,
plays
which was-
a bartender or something.
No.
He's in the DJ.
Is he?
Isn't he a DJ?
Maybe.
I saw him
He's at a party scene.
Yeah, I saw him listed as
Yeah,
something.
you know, he has that Michael Bay, very
Yeah.
sleek. He looks like a bald eagle, but got that hair, that
Yeah.
very slick hair. And but anyway, regardless, this is the storyline is this. There's a man, this guy right here, who is the son of a woman, and this woman wants revenge on Will Smith, basically, and. Within the first 10 minutes of the film, Will Smith is shot and almost killed. He's in the hospital. We go 6 months later. So now the whole thing is about who shot me and why. So they're going out into this world here and they're trying to find out. Here's our cast, Vanessa Hudgens right here.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
saw she
love
was
her.
in this, yeah.
But this girl over here, where is she? She just left the screen. She was behind you. Here's
Okay.
Vanessa Hudgens right there. I tell you, the cast of characters in this film is terrific. Will is great in this movie. I was so surprised at this. Here we have Charles Pantoliano.
Joe Pantoliano.
Joe
He's their
Pantoliano,
captain.
of course, from Sopranos, naturally. But this is a kind of a story that kind of plays itself out. Will is now upset, but there's a lot of great personal moments in this film. A lot of great moments where just people are talking to each other and relating and feelings and emotion and stuff. You don't see that in these kind of films usually. It's just slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's go on to the next chase scene.
Well, there was some of those moments in like the Lethal Weapon series.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I loved
No, I agree.
I think it was the third one where there's this heartbreaking scene on a Danny Glover's boat, and Mel Gibson comes to see him, and Danny Glover's pissed drunk, and Mel is getting drunk with him, and they're fighting and arguing. And then Mel's like, "You son of a bitch!" He goes,
I kinda remember that,
He's like,
yeah.
"I have 3 kids, and they're yours. Don't you dare say that." It was a beautiful moment.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, you're right. These movies are lacking that.
Well, I'll tell you, look at Martin Lawrence.
He looks a little puffy.
He's a little on the puffy side, but Martin Lawrence his acting in this film is spectacular. I was so blown away by him. He has some really funny
He's good.
moments.
They're both talented.
You know, he's very religious. It's like, you know, God doesn't want me. He wants to retire so bad.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, it's always the usual bullshit.
Of
Oh,
course.
come out one more time. We'll
Yeah.
be bad boys one more time, and we'll catch this guy who shot me. And you find out this very intricate talk about a bad guy, and the mother is even worse.
Cool.
Who plays his mom? She's a famous Mexican actress. We find out a very amazing thing about him and relationships
Cool,
involved
cool.
here. I was with it right to the end. There's a fantastic car chase scene, as there is in every Michael Bay produced film,
True.
and it blew me away. It was great. It
Well,
was
now I'm a
great.
little interested in seeing it.
I'll tell you, this girl right here, though. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She's a Mexican actress. She was phenomenal. No need to see number 2. I just skip right to this. I really would. Number 2 is almost a carbon copy of number 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the
All right.
reviews on this gets like a 7.3 on IMDb. I was
Yeah,
really
I'm
impressed.
honestly, I've heard good things about it.
I'll tell you,
I just wasn't
I was-
excited to see it.
I don't blame you. You know, it's the combo. It's like seeing another Fast and Furious franchise.
You know why? Because every time I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh man, my wife's gonna kill me." You know, like every
Well,
5 minutes,
yeah.
my wife this.
Well, that was actually a funny scene.
I
'Cause
know,
he's
I know.
driving this miserable little Nissan car, you know, a little cheap piece
Yeah,
of
yeah.
crap, and then a body falls out
On
of
the
a
car.
building. on
He's
the
like, she
side of the
always
car.
knows, and she calls him.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I
I'll check it out on video.
I really love this movie. I
All right.
have to say, I'm not saying that for any other reason, but it
No, I can tell you liked it.
really
I don't
liked
think
it
you'd make
lot.
up a review.
No, I was absolutely not. I really
That's good to
enjoyed
hear.
it. I mean, there's just surprises all the time. The whole scene when Will gets shot, it happens very quick in the film, and it's a lot of snipery stuff and underground stuff and some great fight scenes. I'll tell you, and the evil factor. Film that we just reviewed, Birds of Prey, could have taken a real shot of thought process, a real shot of education from this film. The perfect set of evil people doing really horrible things. This is a mean movie.
Okay.
People are getting really fucked up and nicely, pardon my French there to people who don't know about that word. But I'll tell you something. It was just it was a lot of fun, and then it would get very serious, and then it would get very dramatic, and then it would just go funny again. You know, it really went the revolution of things that you want from a film. I was totally satisfied by the end of this movie.
Okay.
I really, really was.
Cool.
I'm very impressed. Very impressed. I did not ever in a million years expect that to be the case.
Okay, cool.
I really
Good to
didn't.
hear.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll check it out on video.
That was pretty cool. Well,
sold me on it.
you'll be seeing it shortly.
Sounds good. All right, well, let's move on to Just Mercy, which is
Okay.
also in theaters right now.
Why don't you tell the people?
I
what
will.
it's about?
And Just Mercy is Michael B. Jordan. We have Jamie Foxx and we have Brie Larson in the film. And it's based on a true story.
It is.
Michael B. Jordan plays a famous lawyer who's very well known for fighting for the injustice of people that are in jail for crimes they say they didn't commit.
Well, he's a Harvard.
He's a Harvard
lawyer
graduate.
Correct.
Yeah.
We just saw a film very similar to this. What was that? It was based on a real case. We just saw the practically an identical carbon copy of this recently.
We did.
Yeah, and I can't.
It'll come to me.
Yeah. What the heck was
Yeah,
that?
it'll come to me during the
And at the end, they showed the real people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they
again.
did. It wasn't. You're not thinking of The Best of Enemies with Sam Rockwell and Taraji P. Henson in the South.
maybe.
Was that the one you're thinking
Was
of?
that
Because
it?
they show the characters at the end of that.
They do, but who
But-
was the lawyer in that? It seemed
No,
to me
there's,
this was
there's something
there
else.
was a
You're
lawyer
right. There's
film.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Well,
lawyer.
let's ponder. Let me finish
Okay.
this. Yeah. So basically, that Jimmy Fox is the man who's in jail for a crime that he says I didn't do it. It's down south. It's Louisiana. Obviously,
Alabama.
Oh, you're right. It's Alabama. Racist police department, all that kind of stuff. And so Michael B. Jordan is a guy who gets out of law school and he joins his nonprofit organization that fights for the rights of people that
Brie
are on
Larson
death
is a
row.
part of, yeah.
Exactly. And he just uproots his life and goes down and moves into Alabama. Brie Larson is a woman that he becomes friends with who works for them.
Yeah.
And that's the gist of the film. They're going to defend Jimmy Foxx and try to overturn his death row conviction.
Now we know pretty much right off the bat, and this is not a spoiler, that he did not do this crime.
We could tell
This
right away.
is
Yes,
a racial prejudice
yes.
induction of his rights. He's been thrown in jail along with many, many people.
Other people.
And this is a constant problem in our justice
It
system,
is.
where people are incarcerated for things that they did not do. And we do find that, now the DNA and forensic issues have come about. We are finding out that many people that are in jail are completely innocent.
Exactly.
There was a false ballistic thing that happened here or there in the case of one of the people actually in this film.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, and just a lot of the times what we find in these kind of cases is that there's a lot of pressure on the police department and on the district attorneys
to just get it done.
Come on, guys, we got to satisfy these families.
We gotta make people happy that we caught the guy.
Yeah, exactly. And in this film, Jamie Lee Foxx, he's a scapegoat because a young, pretty white girl was murdered.
Yep.
And so he's a convenient person to blame it on. And so that's the gist of the story.
Correct.
And at first, Jamie Foxx doesn't want to be involved, but Michael B. Jordan wins him over.
Right.
Let me help you. Let me do this. And so it's about that, and it's about all these court movies have the same ups and downs of the story. But I got to tell you, I was not initially that excited to see this film. I know you and I both were just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you,
And there was a reason for it. Jamie Foxx was in the film.
yeah, he's a good actor. He's just not my
He's good,
favorite.
but there's something about Jamie Foxx that takes you out of the film.
Yeah.
He's much better off in a Bad Boys kind of environment where he's
a little
kidding
bit.
around because he's kind of a jovial guy. But
bit.
I was impressed with Jamie Foxx
I
in this
was.
film.
I'll be honest,
I thought he did a great job.
This film completely won me over.
Yeah.
Within 15 minutes, I was in. I was sucked in. Maybe even earlier than
No,
that.
it took me longer. It
I
took me a good half hour.
loved this film.
Yeah, it took
I
me-
was so surprised how much I enjoyed it. I was so into it.
Yeah.
They were all excellent. All the performances across the board.
I agree.
It's one of those movies that you're in there with the people, with the heroes, and you're with them, and you're just getting pissed at all the things that are being done to stop, to further continue the injustice.
Humiliation that is done to our lawyer here.
As soon as he shows up to see him.
These cops are just there to put a big, stop sign up against everything. You will not intimidate our induction of Jamie Lee Foxx as the murderer of this girl. We know he's innocent. Jamie Foxx. His whole family says he was here all day.
Yeah.
He couldn't have done this crime.
You almost called him Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, I was ready to. He looks a little like
This guy who plays
was
the DA,
great.
you know who that is?
No.
His name is Rafe Spall, the son of Timothy Spall, British actor.
Oh, no
You know
kidding.
Timothy Spall?
I sure do.
Yeah, that's his son.
Oh, wow.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
He was great.
We saw him in, he was one of the bad guys, I guess, in Men in Black International. He was in
Okay,
that.
interesting.
But he's a good actor. I've seen him a lot lately.
Okay, interesting.
But
you know,
this is a very enjoyable film.
I liked it too. I did. I thought Michael B. Jordan was a little bit, and of course this is obviously they're emulating. I thought this guy was great. We've seen him in a zillion
that's
things.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah.
He's like
just
the
he's
king
always,
supporting actor.
Well, he's always a
He's
cop
awesome.
pulling over Burt Reynolds on the side of the road and smoking. But he was one of those guys. He was in the James Bond film. Yeah. Well, he was in James Bond. He was in The Spy Who Loved Me. The Spy Who with Nobody Does It, but the Spy Who Loved Me
From the 80s?
Roger Moore. Yeah, I'm almost sure
That
it was
long
him.
ago? Tim Blake Nelson's
Well,
not
you're
that
right.
old.
He can't be.
He came on with a lot
There
of
was
the
a guy who
Coen
looked
Brothers
like,
movies.
I know the chubby cop, but anyway, regardless.
But he's great.
Yeah,
Tim Blake
he
Nelson,
is great.
He's a writer. He's a filmmaker.
No,
he was in
he's very good.
When you watch Watchmen on HBO, he's one of the lead roles.
Okay.
He's great.
No, he is wonderful, and he's great in this movie.
He's
I
great.
like the way he's slapped
He's
his
got a
own
burnt
mouth.
face.
He's
a key witness in the
knows
case.
the smell. He is the key witness in this.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
really like Bree. She's
She was
playing playing a real person.
I agree.
We all see at the end. I thought Michael B. Jordan's performance, and not his fault, obviously, he gave the best he could. The director made him much more milk toasty when he's originally, when he's interviewing, what's his name, the guy,
Tim Blake Nelson.
Tim Blake Nelson, when he's interviewing him the first time in the courtroom and they're trying to get the trial reopened again. I thought that his whole performance there was just very, you said that you didn't see him, right? Is that the case? He's just talking in such a melancholy way. If I was the director, I would have zapped it up a little. I would have brought the energy level up for Michael B. But that's okay, because the reality of it is, here's the real
guy
Michael
in the
B.
middle
Jordan
there, correct.
character. And Michael B. Jordan is playing this man right
Correct.
here. I did love Jamie Lee Curtis here.
He was great.
Jamie
She was
Lee
great.
Fox, I thought he was wonderful. Here's RuPaul, dressed as...
Also looks like Don Cheadle.
I was just going to say, it's RuPaul
Yeah.
dressed as Don Cheadle here. But here he is.
Tim Blake Nelson.
I'll tell you something. I like this film
Me too.
It's a manipulative procedural film.
It is.
And by the end of the movie, you know you've been manipulated.
Exactly.
But, you know something?
Yeah,
I
right.
decided right then and there, you know, as long as that emotion is brought out of me, I'm okay with it.
I don't mind it.
I don't care how
That's
much.
what movies do.
Exactly.
I'm fine with it.
Sometimes I don't
As
like
long as it's
the
a
way
good movie.
they pull you by the
I
nose
know.
along through their little, you know, cacophony of his whole family going, "Oh, come on, bring him home. He didn't do it. My daddy didn't do that crime."
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But I'll tell you something. It was solid. It was good. It was like a carton of milk. You couldn't go wrong with this movie. Here's the whole damn family. He comes to town. Here's Mickey Mouse right up here. She's Minnie Mouse, I should say. She's made a rare cameo. But I thought Michael B. was wonderful the way he handled the families, and you know he's there to tell them. Oh well, I like the one woman when he says, "Okay, it's not going to cost you a dime. This is all taken care of by
yeah,
my
that was
thing."
great, yeah.
And she says, "You had me at free,
That's
baby."
great, that was good,
That was
yeah.
good.
I just love these kind of movies.
I know, you know, I'm so tired of seeing
I
the
know.
bad cops,
I
the
know.
cops who are evil, the cops who are twisted and
Those
demented.
people really did these things. You
The
know?
only thing that was missing from this film was the real murderer of this girl that is killed.
That's just alluded to later on with the epilogue, right?
Well,
If I remember correctly.
no. What was it alluded to?
I thought there was. I think they mentioned that element of the film at the end when they tell you a little bit about the real people. I thought there was something mentioned about the real killer.
No, I never saw that.
there was something
No,
like
the only thing that we talked about at the end of the film, and I just watched this last night, was the other black men that were on death row.
Yeah,
You know,
I
we
remember that,
see,
yeah.
the one guy, Richard Hodgkins or whatever his name, the guy who is killed.
Yeah.
You know, he's brought in, and they show his real person
Yes,
sitting there, like
yes.
you know, like Denzel and Hurricane Carter.
That guy was good.
Sitting on the side. Yeah, everybody was good. And they show him. You know, I'm glad they didn't show the actual frying of him in the electric chair.
Yeah.
That they did do it. You know, just through the eyes of Michael B. Jordan. Very similar to a great scene in Dr. Zhivago when the bad men on horses are running through the streets in Dr. Zhivago and they're slaughtering the peasant people with knives and swords and so forth. We never see it happen. David Lean just shows the eyes of Omar Sharif as he's going like this. You know, kind of thing,
yeah.
and just the horror on his face was enough, and I like that very much.
Yeah, we don't do this because we saw it very graphically in. I believe it was the Green Mile when they showed.
Sure.
That was brutal.
Poor what's his name get killed.
Well, yeah, I think they
He
did.
died very shortly thereafter.
I know.
The big
No,
guy.
he died many years later.
It wasn't
than that.
many years. You know, he was married. You know, who he was married to.
I know he was one of those.
No, it was
Emma Rose.
No,
it was some
no, it was-
reality person, right?
Yeah, reality person who was in the Trump White House.
Yes, yes.
Apollonia.
Was it Omarosa?
Omarosa.
Omarosa.
He was married.
I know
Well,
he
not
was.
married,
Well,
but they were
engaged.
Engaged.
Yeah.
Be married, and then she died.
Poor guy. He
died.
He had an unknown heart condition.
Correct.
How do people
big
have
guy.
those unknown? Well, yeah, big guys, exactly.
Big guy, you know.
But a great film. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's still playing in theaters.
Yeah, it's really quite
very, very good
entertaining,
film.
And,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
I
it a
enjoyed
lot.
it too.
I truly, truly did.
A lot more than I thought I
It's
was.
a satisfying film, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you, Jamie Foxx's his face at the end of this film, and just in the emotion that he brings upon we the audience, was I was totally suddenly I was. You were the man for this role.
He was great. I
You
thought he was
really
very
were
good.
Yeah. I thought he was so honest, and you know, there's skepticism, new lawyer in town, and
Yeah.
it's just a good film.
Yeah, they've been hurt before by other
Yeah.
lawyers, you know.
We've seen this all a
We
zillion
have,
times.
yeah.
It's now on trial in the city right now. We're watching To Kill a Mockingbird. This is basically Atticus.
It's true. Yeah, no,
Atticus,
pretty much.
Atticus
Yeah.
Pierce, whatever the hell his name
Atticus
is.
Finch.
Finch. Right, and we've seen this film a zillion times, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
It's 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
It is a little long,
That's
but
a
it's
little
good.
bit on the long
Speaking of long
side.
films, A Hidden Life.
Oh, here we go.
This is the new film by Terrence Malick.
Yep.
Would you care to do the synopsis? I believe
I'd be
it's your
happy
turn.
to. Okay, it's about a young man and a young woman. This
Yes.
is back in Poland. I believe it's in Poland.
No, this is the rural Germany they're in.
Are you sure?
Or
about
Austria.
that?
No, Austria.
Austria. Yeah,
Correct,
it's
Austria.
not rural Germany.
No, it's Austrian, beautiful
Correct.
Alps or whatever.
Okay, and men are expected to go right into war and to be fighters and soldiers
And
to-
supportive
supportive of the war effort, etc. So here's a man who lives very quietly with his wife, By the way, this man is married to our director's daughter,
Yes.
Julie Malik,
Malik.
in real life. Okay, I always kind of want to go right into the review, but the imagery of this film is so beautiful and so lovely. And
As it
so
always is.
caring. No,
With
not
his films.
always.
Really, I find his
No.
films to be all beautiful. Visually beautiful.
That last one he did with Michael Fassbender, that was just a bullshit movie.
Oh, Knight of Cups?
Yeah, that was, I like the film.
It had a lot of atmosphere.
Christian Bale had atmosphere, had
Loose
kind of...
wasn't much of a script.
wasn't much of a script, it wasn't anything, but this
Yeah.
is a story.
Yeah.
We have a story here.
Yeah, for
And
a change with his films.
Right, and he's a sympathetic, he's a, what is that called? A person who does not wish to go to war.
He's a conscientious objector.
Objector, correctamundo. And at first they come to him for, they just want a handout.
Yes.
Some kind of
They
something.
meaning the Nazis.
The Nazis come
Yes.
to his home, and of course, as soon as he doesn't have anything to give them, he's a farmer, for God's sake. So he's there. So then he becomes a conscientious objector, and he's taken off to a little mini kind of a concentration camp,
Well,
if
prison,
you will.
yeah,
It's a
basically,
prison.
yeah.
It's like a gulag, if you will,
Yeah.
almost in the German, the Russian kind of yielding factor there, where people are just put into these prisons because they are conscientious objectors.
Yeah.
And so this film is close to 3 hours long.
Just under.
Did we need 3 hours of this?
No.
I'm going to say, in a way, I forgive Terrence Malick. I do. Because he's put out many, many films that have not affected me. And this film, I felt was, it's just a loving portrait of a man and his family. I really enjoyed this film.
I agree.
And
I
it's
liked it
like many, many films, the journey into the film is often,
Yeah.
it's often slow and pathologically, you just think you can't take any more of it. And then as the film slowly builds and builds and builds and builds and we get to the end, then you just suddenly say to yourself, I'm so glad I saw that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
Me
how I
too.
felt. There was a film that we just had recently that we had the very same feeling. That, Cats, believe it or
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Cats. I felt in Cats. I compared it to a Fassbinder. Not Michael, but
I know, the
Warner
filmmaker, yeah.
Rayner
Yes.
Fassbinder. And I felt that, God, this is so horrible. I can't sit through this. By the end of the film, I was won over. And I was very much won over. Great performances in this
They're
film.
all great.
The guy who is our conscientious objector, he's wonderful.
He's good, and I want to just say
so
he was.
good.
You might recognize him from *Inglourious Bastards*.
That's not Terrence.
That's Terrence Malick at the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
A very rare public appearance.
There you go.
If you don't know Terrence Malick, his films are very whimsical, very beautiful. He did *The Thin Red Line* in '98, which was the first film he did after a 20-year hiatus.
True Life, was it?
Well, *The Tree of Life*, yes.
Tree of Life, there you go.
Before that, in the '70s, he made two films that were acclaimed. He did *Badlands* and he did
Days of Heaven. Yeah.
Then he disappeared for 20 years, went to go teach in Europe.
Thin Red Line.
And then he came back in '98 with *A Thin Red Line*, and he's pretty much made a film every couple of years ever since.
Right.
And they're all very breathy movies, a lot of moving camera, gorgeous, photography of nature. And then a lot of them don't have a lot of, doesn't have a cohesive story like we said.
No, well-
but this one has a story.
It does.
And I really enjoyed this film too.
No, it's a
I
big
felt it
movie.
could have trimmed a little bit.
No.
But regardless, like you, I'm very glad that I saw it.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed it. It's a
3
beautiful
hours
looking
long.
film.
It really is, and there's so many scenes you could have cut out and cut
I
out
know.
and cut out and cut out and cut out. There's times where the Germans are just torturing him inside this
Yeah, a
thing. They
little bit.
weren't necessary. The train ride that his wife takes to she finds
Yeah.
out they're going
Where
to
he
kill
is.
him. They're going to kill my husband. So she takes a trip. That trip was a 10-minute trip from the time she leaves, and there's a guy there in the farm area, and he says, "I'll go with
That's
you."
her father.
That's her father.
Her father, yeah.
And so I'll go with you, and they get on the
And she
train.
thinks she does that trip twice in the film. To visit him.
No, I think just once.
Really? I thought they well, I guess they're doing better
No,
back.
just once.
Yeah.
Well, she makes the trip to go see him.
Yeah, but I feel like there's two train scenes. Not mistaken.
Well, him on the first time. He's on the train the first time.
I thought it was her twice. It doesn't
No,
matter.
no. She's only
This
on the
guy had a
train
great
once.
face. The mayor of the small
Okay,
town.
there you go.
He was memorable.
Kind of. much so. But it's a fine
no,
film.
I enjoyed it.
It's beautifully made.
It is.
You can practically smell the grass.
You can.
You just feel the sensualness
Yes.
of him. You know, he loves to go into the wind blowing.
He does.
He loves to watch nature taking place over on the side, and a quick little shot of a sheep running around and sniffing the other sheep's butt or something. You know, he's just
And a lot of voiceover in his
he's-
films.
Exactly. He's got warmth. He's got
Look who it is. Oh, I missed it.
his
Let's go
films
back.
are very.
Bruno Ganz.
Oh yeah. Bruno's playing the. Yeah, I know.
One of his last roles.
This is probably the outfit he wore as Hitler in
Downfall.
Downfall. I thought it was. Yeah, it is Downfall, of course. He's great as Hitler, by the way.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's
He's
the
great.
whole bunker years.
Really good.
The final years of Hitler.
Check out Downfall.
Yeah, it's a really great little film. Absolute 100%. But I like this. Look at this guy. I mean, just
He's got a
his
great
face.
look.
He does look like what's his name from Game of Thrones, the
Alfie Allen, who played Tyrion.
Tyrion.
But he also reminds me of a bunch of other actors too. He's got a great expressive face, great eyes. He does a lot of acting just with his eyes.
Steve
in this film.
Buscemi going on.
Buscemi a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a few other actors you reminded me of. But I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was beautiful. I appreciated. I appreciated the heart of the film. There was some
time
heart.
that it took. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there was a lot of heart in there. I love the love story that they told of
Yeah.
these two people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can
their
see
three children, and
yeah, and just look at that shot. Look at that scenery.
No,
it's a gorgeous
it's a
looking film.
breathtaking film.
It really is.
I just throw it on the floor. That's
I'm sorry.
okay. But the problem with his movies is there's very little dialogue.
Yeah.
There is a lot of voiceover going on, so we're just left with a lot of dead space.
Yeah.
And the dead space is taken up by the beautiful essence of his cinematographer, and we remember that film that the cinematographer directed with Martin Sheen on that little Italian island.
That was good.
That was a great little
Yeah.
film too. It was so Terrence Malick-y.
It was.
You know, but I gotta say, this is a beautiful film.
It's a beautiful film. Yeah, I'm
It
glad
really
you
is,
enjoyed it because I
and
really
I did
too.
enjoy it, and it was moving, and I was moved.
Yeah, it is good, and like I said, maybe I didn't say it is in limited release. It's going to be on video very soon, though, March 3rd.
I would think so, and it's going to be hard to find on video. Let me tell you, this is not ever going. I don't think we're going to see this on a streaming platform. It's a 3-hour film.
Maybe on Amazon or something. They seem to get everything,
maybe.
but you can get it on Blu-ray. It'll be available.
Yeah, but
It'll look beautiful on your TV.
It's going to be
On a
hard
4K
to.
disc.
Well, I watched a screener,
I
so
know
to
you did,
speak,
yeah.
as you did, and it's a great looking movie. It's,
really
it's,
is.
it's beautiful. It's lovely. It's we could have cut it down to an easy 2 hours, but you know what? Let Terrence have his day. Let him do his thing. Let him take his damn time. I don't care anymore. It's okay.
And this again, this movie is based on a true story, which is you do get a little bit of an epilogue in this film as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which
No,
is I
it was.
always appreciate the epilogues.
I love the true
I like
stories.
knowing a little bit about the real people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very commonplace now in these
It is.
courtroom drama
Exactly,
things that
yeah.
are based on real stories.
All right, last film of the night is a film that is now out for you to watch at home. 21 Bridges, starring
Tell them.
Chadwick
There you
Boseman,
go.
our Black Panther actor.
Sure. Along with Michael B. Jordan.
Exactly. So this film is basically about he's a police officer, detective, New York City, and he is brought into this case that we see happen in real time. These two guys,
robbery.
rob. They run into these two masked men with machine guns. They run into this restaurant after hours to rob what they believe is an X amount of drugs that are hidden in a freezer.
Well,
And they find out that there's a lot more there than they expected.
Okay.
And that wasn't part of the deal. And then so it's basically a robbery that goes wrong. Some cops get killed, and then they're on the run.
I don't believe it's a freezer in a.
It's a restaurant.
Restaurant though.
It's a restaurant because
it
they
looks
first
like
walk in.
There's like an alley, and it looks like part of a cop.
No,
building
it's
or-
not. It's a restaurant because they first get in there
Okay.
and you see the bar is closed.
All
then
right.
there's a wine room. No, it's a restaurant after
Okay,
hours.
All right.
And so it's a robbery that goes wrong. And then as they're trying to leave, a bunch of cops show up and they're on the run because they've killed some cops in their escape. And
One
so,
guy specifically is a very bad guy.
yeah, one of them played by Taylor Kitsch, who's an
Right.
actor we've seen a lot.
Yeah.
He's kind of
There he is.
No, that's him. That's Taylor Kitsch, the white guy.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you said
He was in John Carter of Mars.
Okay.
He was in Friday Night Lights, the TV show, I believe.
Okay.
So they're on the run.
Both
And
things I
so,
could care less.
because some of the cops are killed, this is a high stakes thing for the cops.
Talking about J.K. Simmons
We have
over
J.K.
there.
Simmons.
We are farmers.
And we have Sienna Miller.
Sienna Miller.
She's a narcotics detective that J.K. Simmons
Yeah.
puts on the case with Chadwick to solve this case.
Yeah.
And they want it solved by the end of the night because they don't want this to last too long because they're afraid these guys are going to flee the city
Yeah.
and they'll never find them. So in an effort to do that, what do? Well, they said we got to close all the bridges and tunnels. So it's called 21 Bridges, but it actually also encompasses tunnels and stuff.
Correct.
They basically seal off Manhattan.
They tried.
Because they figured out that these guys aren't going to leave Manhattan with the amount of merchandise they happen to take.
But if any of you have ever been to Manhattan, there's a billion places to hide.
Exactly.
There's a billion.
So it's kind of a
buildings.
flawed concept.
It
yeah.
is indeed.
But so that's the premise of the film. And so as the film evolves, we learn more and more about the story in general, the characters as we always do, and then we follow Chadwick as he's getting closer and closer, cat and mouse kind of situation.
To the root of the problem.
To the root of the problem.
And you know, we have seen this.
We've seen this movie several times before.
It does go into a dirty cop kind
A
of
little
mode
bit.
here.
I mean, there's a little bit of a there's a kind of a formula, which
Yeah,
was
you
I
know,
guess started with Serpico Days, those kind of films.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, I really thought this film was very entertaining.
I liked it
It was
too.
very effective. I enjoyed it.
We just came off the heels of Black and Blue the
Which
week
we
before,
covered last
which
week.
was also a great little thrill. I thought Black and Blue was a much finer film than this.
Probably a little bit better.
Yeah, it was much more. It was much more quicker paced and had a very now.
I think it was a little
feeling.
more intense too.
Well, exactly.
little hot.
It was more now.
it was.
You were more in the moment in
Yeah.
Black and Blue, and right along with her plight of having to run not
Yeah.
only from the cops that she works with, who were dirty cops.
And we had a real villain in that film too. We had Frank Grillo.
Well, we have Frank Grillo, but he's the dirty cop.
He's
who-
the dirty guy, which you learn in the
kills-
beginning of the film.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
not a spoiler.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
But this film kind of went along the same procedural.
Yeah.
As is, here's what's his name?
Keith David.
Your great.
He's great.
Guys you've seen at the
Million times.
at the
Chiller
Chiller
Theater.
Theater
Exactly,
shows,
met him,
etc. I
yes.
think you have photographs
I have,
of him.
yeah.
But I thought Chadwick did a good
He
job.
did a good job.
you
Yeah, I
know.
think he produced the film too.
Yeah, he did. I thought it was right up there.
It's an enjoyable movie.
I think J.K. Simmons was a little miscast. I didn't really want to see his
yeah,
person.
you know, I didn't mind him.
I could have used somebody else in that role, but that's okay. Neither here nor there. I thought the film went along nicely, and
did.
I'm just tired of this kind of film.
We've seen it so
We've
many
seen
times.
it a zillion times.
I agree.
mean,
There's no new ground broken in this
you know,
film.
it's in a porn film, we're just rearranging the stars, and you know that's how. And people want to see different people go into different areas in drama and cop and action, and this was Chadwick's procedural film. This was, I think, his first foray into that.
I think so
genre.
too.
I don't think he's done
because he's done before he did Black Panther. He did a bunch of biopic films too.
Oh,
He did
right.
Biopics of different people. He did Biopic. He
that
did
sounds like something. No, it's not biopic. It is biopic.
biopic.
Yeah, biopic is what you. A biopic is if you can't see well and you're biopic. Or
I don't think that's what
no,
that
I'm
means.
kidding. But it's kind of it sounds like a
But
biological.
he did the film about 42, which
Oh.
was
No, that was about
the baseball
Willie
film.
Mays. Yeah.
No.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
He also did.
He was great in that.
He
film.
did Thurgood Marshall. That was him too, right? Was that him that did that film?
I don't think so.
I don't think that was him.
No, that
but he
wasn't
did
him.
another one. I forget what the other one
That
was.
might have been Michael B. Jordan.
No, it wasn't Michael B. Jordan.
Was it?
No.
Okay.
No. Doesn't matter.
Well, there's another film that we didn't talk about. Who was the Thurgood Marshall? Who? Yeah, that was the film that we saw the same thing. The same.
Because we covered that film a while back.
We did.
Yeah.
But, that was what's his name? The guy from. That wasn't that the guy from the Selma movie? Was that him?
David Oyelowo?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't him either.
Yeah, but that was the film that was very similar that I
Well,
was
it
trying
close.
to think of.
Yeah, but I'll tell you
Absolutely.
right now. Hang on, because
You
I'm
know,
curious now.
Yeah.
Who was Marshall?
That was a famous guy, I believe.
No, I know who he. Yeah, well, definitely was. Yeah. But anyway, regardless, I liked this film.
I did.
I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it.
No,
oh, no,
I
it was
mean-
him. It was Chadwick Boseman.
Oh,
Correct.
was it?
It was
I am
him.
correct.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. Well, no, yeah, I said it too.
No, you did.
First thing I said was it was Chadwick Boseman and Marshall, and then we both kind of like, wait, no, maybe it wasn't.
Oh yeah, you didn't. That's right.
Yeah.
But okay, so there you go.
I did say Chadwick Boseman.
Doesn't matter.
I'm the one that brought it up.
I said it
No,
first.
you didn't.
And then you agreed. Anyway, regardless,
Regardless.
it's a good movie. Look at
It's
that
a- it's a
poster.
good film.
Come on,
It's a
look
cool
at
poster.
Chadwick. It's you
Yeah.
know, he might as well be wearing his Zambalea.
No, he was
Black
totally different in
Panther
this
suit.
film.
No, he was good though. He still has that. You know, he's a very serious man.
He's
when he
very
talks.
serious.
He's very intense.
I don't see him doing a romantic comedy anytime
not
soon.
anytime soon. Although I'd like to see him try.
I would too.
I'd like to see him try.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him show up in some little, you know. I'd like to see him try and do a bad boy film with Will Smith.
I could see that.
I'll tell you, Bad Boys was one of the highlights of my week. Probably the best film I saw.
Really?
I can't say Hidden Life was really good, but
It was really good.
I was so entertained by Bad Boys.
I'm happy to hear
I
it.
totally did not expect.
Great. Well, that's always that's always the best thing is that when you see a movie
Yeah.
that you're not expecting much of,
Correct.
and then it really blows
And then
you
the
away.
script just turns out to be
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's good. Well, I know that they waited a long time to make this movie because they wanted the script to be just right.
It was
Yeah.
perfect.
Good.
It was a perfect phone call.
Happy to hear.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just
I know
quoting
what you're saying.
our asshole
Perfect phone
president.
call,
but
yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was really a great little film, that Bad Boys. It was just, I mean, when you need good evil to perpetrate
I agree.
you know,
need a good
any
bad guy.
kind of movie where
Yeah.
you're good guy, bad guy. That bad guy better be bad.
I agree.
Or the good guy doesn't come out as good as he should.
I agree.
You know, so and therefore we had that very problem with Birds of Prey this week.
Yeah.
So
Let's move
Birds
on.
of Prey, we were kind of split on. Chris liked it more
A
than
little,
I did.
more than you, but I still didn't love it. But
Yeah, it's still a 2.5.
yeah, I'd say 2.5, 3. Yeah.
It started out. It had like a 6.8. Now it's down to like a 5.
It's gone down a little bit, yeah.
On IMDb.
Real quick, let's just touch up on what's coming out this week
Okay.
on video. Ford v Ferrari
It's out today.
is out today on video.
It's a movie I could care less about.
This is out today, a Blu-ray of Takashi Miike's
I love
First
Takashi
Love.
Miike.
He's interesting.
Yeah, I love him.
Really good, interesting
I think one of the
filmmaker.
most horrific films I've ever seen in my life, called Audition.
Yes, I've seen parts
About
of
a
that.
young woman who kind of like cuts people's eyes out and
Pretty
things.
crazy,
It was just
yeah.
horrifying.
Yeah. His movies are always violent.
They're very
this
violent.
looks interesting. We have Ron Perlman with Frank Grillo.
Frank's in it.
Called Hell on the Border. I checked that
I've
out.
actually seen some clips of this.
Yeah, I check it out.
There's Ron Perlman.
Yeah, it looks fun.
You know, Ron was on the
and-
set of a film. You must have heard about that. It might have been this film. But he was on the set of a film, and he went into a big semi-truck, and he was wearing cowboy boots.
Okay.
He couldn't take his foot off the accelerator. And
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and it was detrimental to him
Holy
because
cow.
he ended up driving right into a thing and could have killed
That
people.
must have been scary.
It was scary for him. He said it was horrible. He said I can't drive with these boots, but they wanted him to do the shot of driving this semi. He ended up losing control of the truck. It crashed into part of the set and so forth.
My question is, why couldn't he change the shoes for a driving shot? Are
'Cause
they
they
going to really
just-
show the feet?
They just had him get in the truck. They said, "Okay, drive," and he did it. And no, you weren't seeing his feet at all. But that might have been the film, and it was a big deal.
Well, I
He
don't know.
was
This is a
very
Western, so I don't think it's a
He
film.
was very upset
I
about
don't
it because
blame
I
him.
follow him on
He
Twitter.
could have died.
He could have died, but no, he wasn't worried about himself as most general, wonderful people are. He was worried about that he might have really hurt somebody.
Well,
Because he
sure.
crashed into an area, it might have even been like the food area or something, but he crashed into it and people just had to run and scatter like in a movie scene. They should have shot that and
Wow.
put it in another bad boy film or whatever,
Yeah.
but regardless, let's move on.
Well, then we also have Roma on
Yeah.
Criterion. For
Fair
those
enough
that
for
want
Roma.
that, I'll never watch it again. Good film, never watch it again.
Me neither.
And then we have, that's it. And then Opening this week in theaters, it's kind of a week, not a lot. We have Sonic the Hedgehog, for those that remember the video game on Sega in the 80s. With
Okay.
Jim Carrey in this film.
I liked him.
Me too. I have also this week we have Fantasy Island.
Oh.
Now Blumhouse is taking the classic romantic, comedic, dramatic TV show and turning it into a horror.
Who plays Tattoo?
I don't think he's in the film.
They're playing, boss.
I can tell you Michael Pena plays the Ricardo Montalban character.
Like the T.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
I might see this.
Oh, Michael Pena? Oh, what a joke.
I like Michael
Oh,
Pena.
I don't care for him.
But
He's
you,
okay.
But you love that movie he was in with Alexander Skarsgård.
I did like that film. What was the name of that?
War on
film?
Everyone.
I like that film. I thought Alexander was wonderful.
Yeah, it's
just
an okay
that
film.
moody, weird kind of thing.
And then we have also this week this movie, The Photograph, which is getting a lot of positive word of mouth, I
It looks
think.
horrifying. It just looks like the
I'm not
worst
gonna run out and see
rom-com that you could possibly.
Well, it's a drama.
see.
It's not really a comedy.
Well, yeah, but
We got Lakeith Stanfield,
I
who's a
know
good
that
actor.
I saw the. Unless I was. No, I'm sure this was it.
But
I saw the
me
trailer.
too.
For
It's a drama, but maybe it has
Am I
some
gonna
comedy.
kiss you now?
Yeah.
Well, you could kiss me now or kiss me later.
That's the film.
Who cares?
But I don't think it's a romantic comedy.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
It's a
It
drama.
was too silly. It was too sexy
No.
bullshit. There was too much horseshit there. Forget
All right,
it.
well, moving
Let's go
on.
back. Valentine's Day. Come on, it said Valentine's Day right there.
It's a romantic movie.
All right.
This looks good.
All right.
We have Liam Neeson and we have Leslie Manville. It's basically about a husband and wife dealing with a wife's cancer diagnosis.
And she's kidnapped.
Yes.
She's taken off.
Yeah.
And he's gonna find them, and he's gonna kill them.
Exactly.
That would be great.
That's what he says to her cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I will find you.
He says that to the ultrasound.
And I will kill
I
you.
will kill you.
There you go.
But that's really all we got coming out this week. Oh yeah, and Downhill, which looks kind of funny. Julie Lee Dreyfus, Will Ferrell. This is a video movie for me. I'm not going to run out and see this
Exactly.
one. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's it. So that's our show, folks. And we're sticking
Yes,
to it.
indeed.
We'll see you next week for another show.
We will see you next week. we
or-
went on a bit long tonight.
Or maybe we did. Well, the Oscar thing went a little longer than I would have liked.
Yeah, well, you had like 20 pictures that we didn't need
No,
to
but the
see.
last ones we just went through for like 5 seconds for fun.
No, you were talking about every single one. Oh, well, here's that.
Yeah, I was doing it as a gag at that point. I was
gag.
going fast.
A gag.
Yeah.
A gag that's taking up our precious time that
It
you're
took
always
us
bitching
at
about.
most 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
We spent more time on
Probably
Birds
a
of
minute
Prey.
and a half, too, but...
Not really.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right, folks.
We'll see you guys next
Good
week.
evening. Have a
Unless we
nice
take next
night.
week off,
Be
we'll
nice
see you in
to
2
each
weeks.
other and all that jazz.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Louie, where are you?
Road. Yeah, where we going now? Yeah, Mr. Landlines.